Hello, everybody, and welcome to the pre-show for the 15th annual New York Video Game Critics Awards. I am here with a wonderful panel of critics from the Video Game Critics Circle in New York, and we are going to talk about all these nominees for this show you're about to see. We have so many games represented. I think it's something like 66 games represented across a variety of categories. And we are going to talk about a bunch of them here and about the year in gaming. And I'm so excited to get into it. My name is Giovanni Colantonio. I'm a part of the Critics Circle, and I'm an editor at large for Polygon.com. And I am joined by a wonderful panel here. First up, we have Devin McClure. We've got Luis Aguas Vivas. We've got Dan Ackerman.
That's Ackerman. We did the whole pronunciation thing ahead of time.
Yeah, we did a whole thing. And we have Carolyn Pettit.
Hello.
Thank you all so much for joining me today to talk about what I think is a really exciting field of nominees this year. It's going to be great. So let's chat about it. I think the first thing that I want to talk about before we get into kind of like specific stuff is I think there was a whole narrative of this year that was kind of like, hey, this really was a year where like indie games and AA games really made a splash. Obviously, Clair Obscur, one of the big games of the year. But beyond that, you know, if we look at some of the best reviewed games or most award-winning games at other shows this year, right? It's like Silksong, it's Hades 2, it's really breaking the usual structure, I think, of these award show. Luis, talk to me about this. What do you see this year? I know you're someone that thinks it's been a really strong year for indie. Tell us about what we've seen this year in gaming.
We definitely are seeing what I consider like AAA development, like hitting probably a big snag on the road. We're not only seeing that with the layoffs, but then also even what are critically some of the most successful games to come out of big companies are smaller, right? Almost like bringing us back to like the PlayStation 3 like era. So things like Mafia: The Old Country, rings about Silent Hill F, right, which is one of our nominees for best games of the year, and controversially Metroid Prime 4, which is a smaller game in the sense of size. Obviously, I think that who knows how much that game actually cost to make, right? Because it took at least 16 years thinking. So, but that's really one of the things that I find the most interesting about this year, and to see if that's going to continue into next year. Obviously, we've had like the big games, like the Battlefields, the Call of Duties, but those like seem to like release, and outside of the core audience, right, that's buying you don't really you haven't really seen that much like talk, that much like discourse on that, which is really fascinating.
Yeah. Dan, what are some games that have stood out to you this year from the indie scene or from that AA scene? I mean, we name checked a bunch of them, I think, like Silksong and Hades. Were there any standouts for you?
It's so interesting because we are really talking about a lot of games that might not normally be sort of big mainstream games. And I wonder how much of that ties into the stuff we just saw very recently about how console hardware sales have fallen off a cliff. And that ties into the economics of these game development studios and publishers. But to pick a couple that are not on our Game of the Year list, because there are a lot of good ones on there, but I had a lot of fun with Ball X Pit. I had a lot of fun with The Alters. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is not really like an indie game, but it's certainly not a big mainstream game. And that's one of the ones I was super surprised to not see on the final list here, even though it's definitely one of the most impressive achievements of the year. But wow, great year for, games that you would not think of as prototypical, good old days, go to the mall, buy it from a game store. Hey, everyone's got the shared experience of buying the same game. It's much more a year of individual discovery.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a game in there you mentioned that I want to shout out, which is Ball X Pit, which I love. Really, really cool game, and also a game that was made in New York, which is a good transition into the fact that, like, hey, this year we have a new award, which I'm personally really excited about, and I want to hear from some of y'all too. But we have a Best New York Game Award, which is kind of celebrating games that were made primarily in New York City. And what a fantastic year to introduce that award, because oh my god, what a booming scene this year. Carolyn, talk to me about that. Like, I mean, you've been in the circle for a while. How does it feel to have kind of a game that is actually celebrating the local New York scene?
Well, it's fantastic. I mean, I've always been somebody who's fascinated by how New York is portrayed in games. I mean, long before I moved here, I loved the sort of vicarious experience of New York that I got through, say, GTA 4. I loved how Alan Wake 2 made use of a kind of Scorsesean, like taxi driver infused, like nightmare New York. But yeah, I mean, like New York has such a lively scene for game development. We've got the NYU Game Center, out of which a lot of I think developers who are doing really interesting work come. To just name one example. And I mean, just to speak personally, it's not a game set in New York, but Despelote, which is in a few categories this year, including our Game of the Year list, I mean, it is for me just such a gem of a game. It's really like it's a remarkable game. It's about so many things. I mean, obviously, it's a very autobiographical game about one Ecuadorian boy's love of soccer and experiencing Ecuador's qualifying for the World Cup in like 2001, but also how soccer, the kind of connects people as a fabric, what it means for that nation to have won the World Cup. And it does so many things with the medium of video games creatively. Like there's a video game within the game, a soccer game that that you play like on his game console, and that sort of, he does a thing with that where it kind of evokes how games, when we have an experience with a video game, it can bleed into our lives beyond the game. How games are things that we don't just play and then set aside, but they live inside of us. So yeah, I'm so thrilled that we have a category that's honoring and spotlighting the great work that's coming out of this city.
Yeah, I totally 100% agree. Luis, I'm also curious about some games in this category, because I know you're really tuned into the kind of like local New York developer scene. I've talked to you a lot about this year. Obviously Despelote, I know you're pretty big on, but are there other games in this category that you kind of want to shout out as things that were made in New York?
I mean, honestly, all of them are
Yeah.
fantastic. I mean, Despelote to me, and I'm since same boat with Carolyn here, I think that is my standout game of the year, period. I think that does things that are really special, and it might be the greatest game on childhood that I've ever played on the topic of childhood. Consume Me is a
Yes.
fantastic game.
Yes.
It's does so many neat things. I know it initially started as a mobile game for phones, and to be able to expand that to this like WarioWare, like Boshi Boshi, like and also like RPG ish. It's amazing. Baby Steps. If you don't know what it is, check it out. It's hilarious.
Yes.
Skate Story, which came late in the year,
Yes.
which has inspired some very, very, very incredible writing on that game itself. And the game is amazing. Almost it's like hallucination through hell, essentially, right? Like through this crystal version of like hell, mirrored hell, on a skateboard. So many fantastic games this year.
Yeah.
And they're made in New York. One last thing, though,
Yes.
and a shout out to not only New York University's Game Center, Holsters Community College as well. They have a program. The folks at Gumbo, and just so you have like a very vibrant community
Yes.
here. It's
Yes.
really showing this year.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah. Gumbo's fantastic. And yeah, I mean, I'm just really happy about this award being in here, because I mean, for folks who don't know the Critics Circle, a lot of the work that the Critics Circle does is with education in New York, and helping kids around here, and fostering a vibrant scene, and having a hand in that. So I think it's great that we finally have an award that kind of supports that work, which is fantastic. Now, moving on to some games that were not, definitely not made in New York. The most nominated publisher this year, really surprising, is Nintendo. Not in the Game of the Year category, but several Nintendo games kind of up for awards this year. Donkey Kong Bonanza for Kids Game, Metroid Prime 4 for World, Pokemon is in there. Fascinating, because this was obviously the launch year for the Switch 2, big story of 2025. Devin, tell me about that. How was Nintendo for you this year? You know, looking at all these games, how do you think the Switch ones, the Switch 2's launch year was, or for 6 months, and how you feeling? What are the games you're digging from that list?
I do think it's very interesting because like I was one of the people I got a Switch 2 at midnight at the same GameStop in my hometown where I got a Wii. It was a really cool full circle moment for me, but I think it's interesting that even though it's not nominated in our game of the year, um it it has still had this lasting impression across so many other categories that it's almost, I'm not going to say it's somehow more impactful than a game of the year like sort of nom, but it is in these other spaces like with family games and that sort of thing where it almost in that way perhaps has a longer lifespan for some stuff than like something that won a game of the year like a few years ago that maybe a lot of people have fallen off of versus like kids that are making memories with Donkey Kong Bonanza or Mario Kart World or something like that, which I think Mario Kart World kind of slaps. I think I maybe like it more than the average person, but I was also a Mario Kart stan since like Double Dash in 2003 or whatever it was. So I think I mostly just wanted a new Mario Kart game, but it really I think added a lot of fun stuff. And all of the new Nintendo releases have at least found fun ways to utilize the console, I think, in ways that don't just make it seem like the Nintendo Switch but a little better, which I think is very important for the potential longevity of the Switch 2.
Yeah, I'll back you on Mario Kart World. I feel like since that game came out, there's been kind of a narrative about like, oh, but the post-launch support hasn't been great, like whatever. You know, I get it, like whatever. But like, man, first of all, it's up for best soundtrack this year. The remixes of all those Mario songs in it are
It's so fun.
fantastic, unbelievable, right? Like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth-esque in like scope,
Yes.
you know, and it's great. And just how expressive the movement is in that game. Like it's really underrated how much like grinding and jumping and wall riding and all these things like totally change what that game is. I'm with you on that. Dan, how is the Switch 2 first year been for you? How do you feel? Have you been
It's so
keeping up with it?
interesting because I agree with what you guys are saying. Donkey Kong Bonanza was great. Mario Kart was great. The hardware is really nicely done. The actual aesthetics of it, the design, the way the Joy-Cons snap on, it's also well done. But at the same time, I mean, I think we can all say that it doesn't have the same cultural impact that the original Switch did, which was such a watershed moment for mainstream and crossover gaming. And something is just maybe it's where we are in the console cycle, and it's sort of in an off cycle, you know, compared to the other living room consoles. I'm not really sure what it is. I think Split Fiction plays really well on it. It's great for you know, co-op games. It's great for family stuff. I know a lot of people who went out and got them, but at the same time, not quite the same cultural cachet. But we're not living in the same era. You know, we have
Right.
a lot more options now. We have a lot more handheld options. Everyone's got Steam Decks and Legion
Yeah.
Goes and ROG allies.
Right.
So the Switch is not you know, the only thing in that category anymore.
I think we all remember that original ad for the Switch 1, where it had to kind of sell everyone on and even sort of explain what the Switch was. It showed the person like taking it to like this rooftop party and playing, you know, with the Joy-Cons and all of that. And, you know, and it's at first it felt like maybe this hard sell, this like weird thing. And then, but now we've all wrapped our heads around it. We all love it. And yeah, and now like handheld gaming of that sort, like you said, Dan, is just ubiquitous. We all fully understand it. We've culturally embraced it. And so, you know, there isn't that need maybe necessarily right now for Nintendo or for the Switch to shake things up so much. You know, Dave, I think, you know, I've seen some people criticize them for, you know, oh, I want Nintendo to be weird. I want it to do something that feels novel. And I get it, like, but also I'm totally okay with them just iterating on what the Switch, you know, already does so well and what a success that was. You know, playing Metroid Prime 4 on my Switch 2, and, you know, it's nominated in our Best World category. And I remember when Metroid Prime 1 landed, and it was widely, that was where the word immersive for me first became a word that everyone used to describe a video game, that game. And here, seeing it run at like a Metroid Prime 4 at 120 FPS, it takes that immersion factor just through technical power to, it enhances it because it looks so like something about that higher frame rate just makes the world feel more immersive. So I'm cool with what the Switch 2 is doing.
Yeah, it brings me back to the GameCube era because I feel like the stuff that was releasing there was really like, hey, these aren't our like bona fide hits. Like we're doing Mario Sunshine, as our Mario game. Like, and I love that experimental edge, and I don't think you get something like Kirby Air Riders without it, which I love, and that's my Switch game of the year. I love that game. But yeah, really really cool selection of games, and I'm glad so many of them are represented across categories here. I think it's really cool. Another thing that I really love. My favorite category this year, personally, is our best writing category because it is very surprising. I think sometimes at shows it tends to be like, oh, the game of the year is kind of also the game with the best writing, and we have bucked the trend this year significantly. Games like Mafia: The Old Country are in there. Games like Avowed, really neat selections that I'm happy about. Seeing again. Like 66 games that are represented across categories. There's one game in here I just want to shout out in particular because I think it's one that maybe the audience watching doesn't know as much about in these nominees. It's a game called Blippo Plus, which is fantastic, and I hope that people check it out after this show. Whichever way that category goes. Can somebody explain to our audience what Blippo is? Devin, Carolyn, whoever wants to take it.
I mean, we could kind of go back and forth because I think we both have really strong feelings about it. But I just want to say, I remember the night that I told you, Gio, about this game.
Yeah.
You then messaged me at like midnight and went, "You were right. This game rips." And I was like, "I told you."
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, Blippo Plus, in a way, it creates an incredible world itself, but it does it purely through the experience of watching television. And I think for me, what really distinguishes Blippo Plus this particular year, like this is a year where there've been a lot of conversations about AI use in game development and things like that. Blippo Plus feels so human and so warm because there's human beings like on screen all the time, and it just has such a handcrafted feel. You can tell that it's very cohesive. It's very strange, but in a wonderfully human and creative way, as you sort of absorb the TV shows of what's a planet like across the solar system is basically the core concept. Just yay for video games that feel like human to their core and that have a real warmth to them.
Part of why it felt so human also is because it was a relatively small team behind it in general. It was largely led by the duo band Yacht. But then they had a very small production team and amazing costume designers and writers and all that sort of thing. But I was able to speak to them a little bit about the game, and they were doing some really like loving homages to old television, which is also something I really love about it. Jonah, one of the members of Yacht, was going through like old TV guide forums and finding like weird music from the TV guide station and stuff to riff on. Like it really does have that human touch in every way, and it's absolutely incredible.
It reminded me a tiny bit of Immortality, which is another game about storytelling through video clips.
Yes.
I think that's a really interesting, as we look at things being more and more interactive all the time, the more passive viewing and narration through that becomes an interesting way to do a game.
Yeah, 100%. I remember the first time I saw it, I was kind of like, is this a game? And then I was like, why not? Why isn't it a game? I'm using my brain to connect it. And I love that we're representing in these nominees such like a wide idea of what a game can be. And I think you see that across a lot of categories. And speaking of categories, let's talk about the big one, because I think everyone is excited to see kind of game of the year this year. I think we have a really, really neat selection of games. Game of the year is always a tough category. If you ever have had to put together a game of the year field or vote on a game of the year field, like 8 slots, which is what we have this year, is not enough. Like 10 slots isn't enough. There's just so many fantastic games that do different things. But we had 8 slots. So the nominees this year for the Big Apple Award for Best Game of the Year are Blueprints, Split Fiction, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Despelote, Sword of the Sea, Silent Hill F, Hades 2, and Ghost of Yotai. All really, really cool games. Excited about all of them in here for very different reasons. Luis, what stands out to you in here? We talked about Despelote a little bit, but what else in this category kind of speaks to you?
Hades 2. Hades 2. It's one of those games where you could argue it's perfect when it comes to like its gameplay loop and its design. And I mean, it's just like Hades more. Like it's Hades 2, right? Like it fits within the name. It's great. And honestly, kind of similar to what we were discussing earlier about Nintendo. It's like it's also kind of a victim of its own success in the same that it's so good, it's so competent that you kind of lose track of like the artistry like behind it, right? Because it's essentially you're not underdogs anymore, right? Like for Supergiant, Hades was like this huge breakout game for them. You know, the other games were successful, but not to the level of Hades. Nintendo, right? Similar with the Switch was like, depending how you want to frame the narrative, it was like a do or die moment for the company in a way. So Hades really like excels, and I know there was some initial controversy like within the game when it's released, but it really speaks like for like itself, and it's like its general like it's a innovative, right? It's doing something new. No, but what it's doing, it's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely nails it. Yeah, and also on that note of like sequels that I think do kind of like affirm 2 very well. I do personally like Ghost of Yotai, you know, in terms of it being a big craft piece that almost feels like an old Hollywood epic, you know? It's like you look at those landscapes and it feels like looking at a matte painting from an old movie. Like it's our most nominated game this year, I think, for 4 awards, I believe, for Ghost of Yotai. And like it makes sense to me because it's a lot of those craft categories, you know, like music and world, I think, or I think I can't remember. I should remember that. But acting, I know for sure. Really, really cool game. I dig it as well. Dan, what in this category do you want to shout out, or any trends that you notice in the category that you want to talk about? However you want to take that.
It's interesting. I gotta put my thumb on the scale for Blueprints, which appealed to me initially because it's got a real sort of tabletop gaming vibe to it, and I love that concept of taking the, you know, almost like the room tiles and putting them down, just like you're playing like a mystery tabletop game, and the fact that, you know, you're making you know, it's a roguelike game, but you're not really making a ton of obvious progress from one run to the other. It's just more like it's as New Yorkers, it's kind of like when somebody's having an apartment showing in your building or in your neighborhood and you go check it out, even though you have no intention or ability to buy or rent that apartment. You just want to kind of see how other people live. That's what Blueprints is.
That's an amazing description, and I 100% agree with that. I love that game. I love that game a lot. I'm happy to see it represented. Carolyn, what do you got?
I mean, you know, we did touch on Split Fiction a bit earlier, but I want to just again shout out like what a remarkable kind of, it's almost like a kind of sampler platter in a way for like the some of the breadth of experiences and worlds and things that video games can take us to, and highlights how much better those can be, of course, when they are shared. You know, the finale of this game in particular on a technical level is just you know, like it's just a tour de force of design and technical prowess. And you know, this is a game that I think, you know, I mean, a lot of people have said, oh well, you know, like parents playing it with their young kids, or maybe people playing it with their partner who isn't routinely into video games. I think it's one of those games too that really deserves praise for being a game that is accessible immediately and kind of can bring people who maybe tend to, you know, look at games from a bit of a remove, can kind of bring them into the fold a bit and help them, you know, experience some of why, you know, we all love this medium so much.
I previewed Split Fiction before it was announced last year, you know, before the Game Awards, and Joseph Ferris showed me the game, and I have this memory of him showing me the part that I could talk about, and then he was like, hey, don't write about this, but I'm just going to show you the ending of the game. Like, don't tell
Dude,
anyone about this. And he
dude.
showed me the entire ending of the game, and I was like, why
Dude.
are you doing this? Why
Yeah.
would you show this to me right now?
Right.
And he was like, don't tell anyone about it.
Yeah.
Because he just knew like that
Right.
ending was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's a great shout out. Devin, I know we've covered a lot of ground here and a lot of games that I think you love, but is there anything else you want to shout out here?
Funnily enough, like I was going to say my two favorite from the nominees that we have are Blueprints and Split Fiction. But to sort of add on to that accessibility thing that you were talking a little bit about, Carolyn, like I have a friend who said that Split Fiction is the first game he ever beat with his mom. And I just think that's sort of so indicative of what the game is, where it can still be such a sort of like masterclass, especially I think in like environmental and level design, but still manage to also be accessible enough to someone's mom who is maybe
Right.
literally never played a video game before. And for me personally, I don't find puzzle games, I'm not a puzzle game girly. They often make me feel stupid. Blueprints also made me feel stupid, but it felt more meaningful to feel stupid because of how it was also so tied into the storytelling and the lore of the world, and it was more actively engaging for me and left me wanting to return even if I did feel dumb, because of that rich storytelling it was doing with zero cutscenes or anything typical that you would think of from a game. And I just thought that was so lovely.
That's a great case for it. It's a great case.
Mhm.
And I'll just shout out the other three games in this category that we didn't get around to talking to. Claire Obscure, not much else that has to be said about it. I think we all know, what Claire Obscure does well.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic love letter to RPGs that takes this that idea forward a little bit. Fantastic, like character building and combat. There's some really
Yeah.
neat stuff that game does.
Yeah.
Silent Hill F, what a fascinating return for that series, doing something completely different with it. What that game, if you've only played that game once, you haven't played it.
Yeah.
You really have to go New Game Plus.
And let me say real quickly about Silent Hill
Yeah.
F, like props to that game for really interrogating like patriarchy in a way that I would say a lot of historically, like a lot of Japanese games have not done that as much or looked interrogated, within a Japanese setting, but and not in some kind of like browbeating way, but in a way that roots the horror of the game in these things in ways that give it even more like texture and power. Like really great stuff there.
Really fantastic. And then the last thing in this category we didn't talk about, I'll just say, Sword of the Sea, I think is fantastic. And as one of the smaller games in this category, if you haven't heard of it or haven't played it, one of the best feeling games of the year. Just like you're riding around in the desert on a sword. It's almost like Tony Hawk meets Journey. It's beautiful. The music's fantastic. The vibe of it is out of this world. Really just a work of beautiful craft. And I hope people, if you're watching this show and you're looking for stuff to put in your wish list and you haven't played that yet, please, check out Sword of the Sea.
If
That's a
you're
really
a fan of Austin Wintory's work,
Mhm.
he does once again amazing work as he always does in that game.
Yeah. Grammy nominated Sword of the Sea, actually. It broke through with all the big things. We are almost out of time here, and the show is coming up, and everyone wants to get to it. But I will just do a lightning round here because I just want to get some quick thoughts. If anybody has another game they want to shout out, either something that this is my game of the year. If I had thrown something into this category, this would have been, or just any game on this list that you want to talk about from other categories that you want to give a shout out. Let's do some quick stuff on each. Luis, kick us off.
Yeah, just shout outs to Nintendo and Metroid Prime 4. I think that game really showed me that a lot of people just don't really know what they want, right? 'Cause that's I think it's on a technical level, it's an insane achievement. I mean, just the fact that game got made, it's like it's crazy. And folks, they always complain that Nintendo needs to go weird and like do something. This game completely like redid the formula, which is in line with the Prime series, and then people are upset about that, but it's interesting. But Desperados is the game of the year.
Love that game.
Mhm.
Dan, what do you got?
I'd say game I had the most fun with this year that's never going to win any awards, Outer Worlds 2. Just really well done. I just enjoyed it. A game that tried to do some different stuff, and I'm glad it exists, even if it didn't 100% hit with me, The Alters.
Sure. Yeah, The Altar's very, very cool game. That's a great pick. And the actor who plays Jan in that game, up for best actor in this category this year for playing dozens and dozens of roles. Which I think is, yeah, really great. Devin, what do you got?
So if you like games where you make a big number,
I knew this was coming. Yeah.
like Balatro, you should try Nubby's Number Factory. It is part pachinko, and it looks like a 90s flash game, and you work at a number factory where your job is to make really big numbers. And if you fail, the sun explodes. And I can't recommend it enough. It is extremely fun, extremely weird, and it's like $3 or something. There's truly no excuse to not try Nubby's Number Factory. It's one of my most played games of the year.
up for Hidden Gem this year, and every game in that category is a banger. So check them out. News Tower and Many Nights of Whisper. Some really, really cool stuff in there. Carolyn, round us out. What do you want to give a shout out to?
Shadow Labyrinth. So this is the moody Pac-Man Metroidvania. Not, and I know a lot of people bounced off of it, and I understand that. It's definitely not for everyone, but there's this quote that's been going around lately, I think from Kojima, regarding Death Stranding 2, about how he doesn't want games to offer a kind of pre-digested fun, a pre-digested experience. And I think for me, like, Shadow Labyrinth is a game that perfectly kind of exemplifies this. It's a thorny game. It's a game you have to grapple with. It will frustrate you, but it also just does such, I think, inventive and fascinating and surprising things with the whole rich, bizarre history of like Namco lore. It's not just like a Pac-Man game. It pulls on a whole universe of, other games, Galaxian and so on. I don't really want to spoil anything, but it's it reminded me of the way that when I was very young and Pac-Man was huge, games just tapped into my imagination in a way that they more increasingly rarely do. But Shadow Labyrinth sure did.
If you love Silk Song, your next game after it should be Shadow Labyrinth. It's a good compliment to it. Check it out. Those are all great picks. I'll just throw in just at the end here. I feel like mobile game and VR, we have the categories for that. People don't talk about those categories as much, but like fantastic grouping of games in both those categories. I'm really excited about them. If you have a VR headset, anything in that category is great. But like Ghost Town and Midnight Walk, fantastic games. If you've got a phone, you guys have phones, right? Is the Seat Taken is in there, really cool puzzle game. I believe Spooky Express is in there, also really good. Every single game in those categories is great and deserves some love. And I think that takes us to the show. We are going to be going to the 15th annual Video Game Critics Circle Awards in a moment. Thank you all for joining me. This has been a fantastic chat. We'll see you at the show. I hope most of you you'll magically transport there, I presume. And yeah, if you're watching, stay tuned, because we are now going to be jumping over to the 15th annual New York Video Game Critics Circle Awards. Thanks for joining us, and have a good time.
gentlemen, please take your seats as we are about to begin.
I don't.
Boy, you got quiet really quickly.
Yeah. Malcolm, it's time to sit.
Okay, everybody, welcome. Welcome to the 15th. Welcome to the 15th Annual New York Game Awards. My name is Makita Byfield. I co-hosted the 12th Awards, and this year I'm co-hosting this landmark 15th New York Game Awards. Right now, I'd like to introduce the creator of the New York Game Awards and the New York Video Game Critics Circle, New York Times columnist Harold Goldberg.
Makita, thank you so much. It's great to have your energy here with us once again. So, this is our 15th awards, and I cannot believe it's been 15 years. 15 years is over 20 Assassin's Creeds and over 1 Grand Theft Auto. It's a long time. Was anyone present for the first one? Oh, there's a few people. Wow, that's great. That's great. Yeah. I think that's when we were spray painting Atari controllers gold and making them awards. It turns out smelling all that spray wasn't healthy, but it was fun. It's different now. We got bigger. As the sages sing, we're going up, up, up. It's our moment. So not 6'7". I guess you can't say that anymore. Not hot. Unlike that show with the 2 hockey players, very hot. Whether it's your first time with us or your 15th, thank you so much for being here, especially on a night like this when the weather is bad. Right now, I want to introduce a great friend to me and to everyone at our nonprofit, the retired president and COO of Nintendo of America, Reggie Fils-Aimé. Reggie.
Harold, thank you so much. You know, I have to tell you, I am on so many boards now that sometimes it feels that I haven't even retired. I mean, I spend more time on boards than Tony Hawk does now. So apparently he skates in real life too. Did you know that? I mean, wow. Well, you know, it's a new year, and this year there's a new president at Nintendo of America. And I think Devin Pritchard is going to be excellent at the helm of Nintendo.
I think she is too, and in fact, we have a message from the new president and COO of Nintendo of America. Let's take a look together.
Hi, everyone. It is great to be here. My name is Devin, and before anything else, I want to celebrate the New York Game Awards. 15 years of supporting the games industry, and in doing so, lifting up the voices, stories, and dreams of so many. This show connects people who are united by a shared belief that every dream matters and that everyone deserves a chance to do meaningful and creative work in games and storytelling. The Playing with Purpose program supports the creators, the coders, the writers, and anyone else dreaming big to join this community and bring all that makes them unique. I'm excited to meet you, to hear those stories, and to learn from your journeys. And remember, like any good video game character, you're on an adventure, and every step you take matters. There are some gnarly bosses, sure, but also many good friends along the way who will support you, and powerful rewards for those who persevere. So keep believing, keep playing, and know that you truly belong in this game.
And you know, when she's talking about gnarly bosses, she wasn't talking about me when she worked for her. Thank you for the kind words, Devin.
Thanks from all of us, Devin. I think those are Devin's first comments as president of Nintendo of America. So we are really honored to have that. And Reggie, in your book, Disrupting the Game, you said joining our board was the perfect role for you.
You know, it still is, Harold. You know, and I'm thrilled to check out all of these worthy nominees. And tonight, there will be many, many awards, including the Best Made in New York game. We'll recognize many deserving developers, and the Pokemon Company is here with us to receive our Andrew Yoon Legend Award. And I hear they have some surprises for us, so we'll see. But we're really here to underscore all of the help the Circle offers to underserved students. And we do that through our Playing with Purpose education programs.
This is so true, Reggie. It's important that we all come together to help young people of different backgrounds. And here's a fact. At the Lab School in the Bronx, we mentor students to write game narrative and games journalism. But this year, the government cut over $1 million from that school's budget. So we'll step up to help there in any way we can.
You know, we give students paid internships, college scholarships, and help them to procure internships at studios, as with our long-term partnership with Rockstar Games. And those internships lead to jobs. So please go to nygamecritics.com/donate and please make a donation.
Reggie, let me add a little bit to the pie. On March 24th, The Skinny, my mystery novel inspired by games, will launch. And for the next 24 hours, thank you. For the next 24 hours, the publisher and I will donate 20% of pre-sales to our Playing with Purpose nonprofit. So check out The Skinny via the QR code or search for The Skinny by Harold Goldberg on Amazon or wherever you shop. But tonight we have so much in store. Trailer premieres. Mega Ran has returned with a song just for our 15th anniversary. And Devin Delaquante is here from The Daily Show. There's our much sought after journalism award and so much more.
It's going to be such a great night. Let's start things off with Giovanni Calantonio and Devin McClure from Polygon. They've been so helpful to us as members of our nominees committee. They're here to introduce our A-Train Award for Best Mobile Game.
Tonight, we are here to honor an excellent array of mobile games that have brought us joy on our phone screens this year.
Devin, I gotta be honest, do you ever feel a little guilty playing mobile games?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I love mobile games, don't get me wrong, but I mean, this phone is a window to the world. It's full of limitless information, and we could be doing so much on it, like looking at, not that. Looking at, no, not that either. Let's look at the news and...
Well, I just pulled a 3-star horse girl.
Let me see that. Oh, that's much better. Mobile games are great. Thank you. Yeah, that's good.
These are the nominees for Mobile Game of the Year.
Chaos Zero Nightmare. Is this seat taken? Skate City, New York. Spooky Express. Uma Musume Pretty Derby. What the Clash?
And the winner
Is this seat taken?
the developers are not here to accept the award, but we are going to accept it on their behalf. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. We're sorry that we could not be with all of you tonight. Thank you so much to the New York Video Game Critics Circle for the award. It's such an honor. We would also like to thank the Wholesome Games team, Matthew, James, Jenny, and Victoria, and also Rupert Cole, our composer of the game, and Alexis Cosano, the narrative designer. This award goes also to you. This award is incredibly meaningful to us because part of the game takes place on the city of New York, and it's so cool to see that it receives recognition from the people living it. So thank you again. To finish, I hope that the organization has seated all of you on the right spot so you can enjoy a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.
Congratulations. And now we have our awesome mentor, Ronald Gordon, along with Executive Director Ryan O'Callahan. So they've both stepped up big time to help teach not one, but two multi-week classes. They're here to present the Central Park Children's Zoo Award for Best Kids Game.
You can probably tell, but Ryan and I spend a lot of time in the classroom mentoring kids.
And this last year, Ronald, you stepped up and really helped us run our Playing with Purpose classes.
It's been a lot of fun, but Ryan has a lot of experience teaching middle schoolers for 7 years here in NYC.
So, despite being part of the New York Video Game Critics Circle, we know who the real critics are.
Kids. There is no harsher critic you can find than a middle schooler. We all know that.
So, developers in the crowd, be warned. With kids, it's not a 5-star rating. It's not out of 10. You're either trash or you're the best.
So, we're honored to present you with the nominees for Best Kids Game, which by the kids system of rating are the best either way.
And here are the nominees.
Donkey Kong Bonanza. Koira. Lego Party. Pokemon Legends CA. Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Sunderfolk.
And the winner for Best Kids Game is Donkey Kong Bonanza.
So if kids truly are the critics, I have an 8-year-old. He loves DK, but I think he would have probably begun with Pokemon Legends ZA, in addition, if we could have 2 winners. But I'm PJ from Nintendo. First, wanted to thank the New York Video Games Critics Circle on behalf of Nintendo and the entire Donkey Kong Bonanza team. Wanted to share some words. With this game, we wanted everyone to feel as strong as Donkey Kong and to have as much fun smashing things as he does. We really enjoyed seeing longtime fans and new players alike experience the bond grow between DK, Donkey Kong, and Pauline, and embrace the journey as they dive deep into the underground subterranean world, where there's a lot more than there seems to be on the surface. We're so grateful for your support, excited for you to keep discovering everything the game has to offer, and from everybody at Nintendo, thank you so much.
Congratulations, PJ. You know, I must be a big kid because I like that game too, so I don't know. And now, here's our Highline Award for Best Remake. And to present the award, we have Daniel Raidosh from The Daily Show, who's been with us since our very first awards show.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, that's right. I've been here from the very beginning. I presented the first year, and then I hosted for a few years after that. I didn't actually intend to keep coming back. I said from the beginning, I'm only going to do this until Beyond Good and Evil 2 comes out, and then, so maybe another year I'll stick around. This year they've asked me to present the award for Best Remake, and there are a lot of great nominees this year, and I think that's because there are so many remakes now. They seem to be coming out faster and faster. I don't know if you've noticed that. So like, just as an example, the remake of The Last of Us came out 9 years after the first game, and the remake of The Last of Us 2 came out only 4 years after, and now I hear that Naughty Dog is actually making developers work overtime to ensure that the intergalactic remake comes out before the actual game. But I love a good remake, so to help me present this award, I'd like to bring up my own personal upscaled version, my son Milo, please.
Hello, yes, I'm the HD remake. I run at 60 FPS on most modern consoles. And as you can tell, they've gotten much better at rendering hair.
All right. As long as they keep making Hitman games, I will be fine. The other reason that I thought it'd be appropriate to bring Milo up here is that he has recently graduated with a degree in game design. Yeah. And that's crazy to me. So when I first presented here, he was an 8-year-old boy playing video games in his childhood bedroom, and now he's a college graduate playing video games in his childhood bedroom. The job market really sucks.
It's true. Looking for a job right now is a full-time job. I've got color-coded spreadsheets. I've got multiple tabs open at all times. I'm in like 4 different Discord servers. Sorry, no, that's for blueprints. I get them mixed up. It's same amount of time sync. But, you know, job hunting right now is hard because everyone in the world is competing, and some people will do anything to get any kind of edge. I heard about this one guy from Saudi Arabia who was so desperate for a job at EA, he paid $55 billion for it.
Keep it down. I'm still trying to get a presenter gig at the Kingdom of Gaming conference, so I already missed out on the Riyadh Comedy Festival, so.
You know, some of the hoops they make you jump through for these jobs are kind of crazy. I applied for a job at Rockstar Games recently to work on the new Grand Theft Auto, and they wanted to know about my criminal background for Grand Theft Auto. It's like they had a drop down on the job application where you could input what crimes you'd committed. Carjacking, armed robbery, unionizing.
Oh, ouch. Ouch.
But let's talk about remakes. A good remake isn't just about nostalgia, it's about innovation. It doesn't just return us to the past, it points us to the future. It reminds us where we come from and comes to us where we are now. Would you like me to rephrase that to sound more humorous for an awards show presentation?
Oh my God. Did you use AI to write this?
All right. It was only supposed to be for the concepting. It was not intended to make it into the final
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Hold on. On behalf of both of us, I just want to say that I'm deeply sorry if we've let anyone down. It's not just embarrassing, it's unacceptable. Would you like me to rephrase that to sound more sincere? Oh, God.
And on that note, the nominees for Best Remake.
Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. The Talos Principle Reawakened. Trails in the Sky First Chapter.
And the award goes to The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remaster.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Real fast, I'll pull up my ChatGPT notes as well. First off, thanks Daniel and Son, whose name I didn't catch.
Milo.
Harry Son. Harry Son. Huge honor being here. Reggie Harold, the New York Video Game Critics Council has been amazing. Was present at the show yesterday at the GG Fest, and it was phenomenal to watch and learn about the Dream Yard, the Playing with Purpose, and the sentiment there. I've been building games for 35 years, and the sentiment when I got into it was video games were magic that happened in Japan, and they showed up, and I'd do a paper out for a month to play that game and earn enough money to play it. And the sentiment yesterday, a lot of it was, video games are magic. I could never do that for a career, and it's fascinating to still hear that today, and that everybody is pushing. Thank you so much for pushing. It's phenomenal. So yeah, thanks for having us here. I'm Tom Mustaine from Bethesda. I'm the project director that worked on the Elder Scrolls Remaster. I want to say thank you. I appreciate it. I have to say there's three big things that go into building a game at the scale of Elder Scrolls. The first one is you have to have a game at the scale of Elder Scrolls to remaster, and so I have to thank the original Elder Scrolls team that worked on it. If without them, there wouldn't be a game. That feels a little self-congratulatory because it's thanking Bethesda, but that was 20 years ago. A lot of those folks have moved on. The ones that are still there, still amazingly still there. But yes, for them. Part two is you have to have fans. And the fans that we have at Bethesda have been astonishing. They've been with us for 30 years, and we couldn't have done this without them, so we appreciate that very much. And then the third piece is partners and networking and friends. Having really strong partners that can be very patient partners is a big part of the equation. We had some very patient partners to deal with our audacious goals at Microsoft, our partners at our QA and testing labs, both at Bethesda, ZeniMax Studios that worked with QA and release management. These games are enormous, they take a ton of effort. And then of course our development partner, Virtuous, based out of France. They grew to about 300 people to remaster this game from what was a team of originally just under 40. So huge initiative and huge effort. Thank you everybody for playing it, and thanks for the award. Thank you guys, appreciate it very much. Have a good one.
Congratulations, Tom. Next up is our Statue of Liberty Award for Best World, because we all want our worlds to be free and beautiful. So to present the award, here's Michelle Earhart from Lifehacker and Sarah Clemens from Unwinnable.
Okay. So, hey, Michelle, I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, hey, Sarah, what's up?
Did you go anywhere cool for vacation this year?
Yeah, actually, I went and visited some family in Germany.
Wow, that's really cool. I spent a lot of time in Farloom.
Where?
Oh, you probably haven't heard of it. It's a little underground.
Underground. Oh, you're talking about Silk Song.
Got
Well, I hope you had a great Hollow Day.
Oh.
Or maybe I should say Hollow Night. Anyway, 2025 was definitely a great year for video game worlds. So without further ado, the nominees for the Statue of Liberty Award for Best World are...
Split Fiction, Hollow Knight, Silk Song, Hades 2, Baby Steps, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Keeper,
And the winner is Hades,
Hades
2.
2. Okay, wow. Thank you so much to the New York Game Critics Circle. Personally, I felt a connection to you guys as we, performed at the very first one, Ashley and I. So, thank you very much for having us back last night and for this award. This is really an incredible honor in a year with so many amazing, amazing games. Really, just mind-blowing stuff out there. So, this is really an incredible honor for us. And the same team of 7 folks that worked on Bastion are all still at Supergiant Games working on this stuff. So I just want to say thank you on behalf of everybody at Supergiant Games. Our team's a little bit bigger now, but we try to do everything and approach it with the same sort of spirit of a small crew with tenacity and just doing something that we love and trying to make something that you guys can love as well, hopefully. So that's our goal all the time. So again, thank you so much for this. This is really wonderful. Thank you.
Congrats. That's the first game that makes me want to live in Hades. So, indie games often present us with completely new ideas, gameplays, and narrative. Now, to present the Off-Broadway Award for Best Indie and Freelancer is freelancer Adam Siddiqui and Luis Aguas Vivas from NPR.
Hey, good evening, New York! Woo!
Man, indie games have grown so much over the last 20 years. And the reason I say that is because 20 years ago, I bought my first indie game on Xbox Live Arcade through the Xbox 360 application. It was Geometry Wars, and it was because Major Nelson, I met him, he told me to buy this game. So I feel so old right now, but since then, thousands of indie games are now available on so many platforms and have bloomed to such extraordinary levels.
Yeah, I remember my first indie game, a homemade Doom mod. So it's...
Oh God, now I feel older. But regardless, because we have such steep competition, that means we get better experiences, better games, and better memories. A lot of us cherish these incredible games because they're so niche, but now they've become so much more as we've grown older. And today, we honored the best indie games of this year. And the nominees are
Blueprints. Consume Me. Deltarune, Chapters 3 and 4. Despelote. Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist. Hollow Knight Silksong. No, I'm Not a Human. Tiny Bookshop.
All right, and the winner is Blueprints.
Thank you, New York, and the Game Critics Circle for choosing Blueprints to receive this year's Off-Broadway Award for Best Indie Game. We are very honored because I know last year the Off-Broadway Award went to UFO 50, and that's basically my favorite game ever. So we are very proud to continue the Off-Broadway lineage. And I want to thank my art director, Debbie DePolino, and Axel Havico, my producer, and to everyone who played Blueprints and found Room 46, and to Moss Mouth for making UFO 50, which made the last year of development very fun.
You know, what a wonderful surprise. Congratulations. Last year, Acclaim, the legendary publisher of NBA Jam, rose from the ashes, and this time as an indie game publisher. Let's check out a trailer.
Those new Acclaim games look pretty great. They're heating up, they're on fire! I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. That may be bad writing, but let's talk about good writing. The Herman Melville Award for Best Writing is important to me because writing is so key to games. It didn't used to be like that. Today, if the writing is not up to par, chances are the game isn't stellar either. So here to present the award is Carolyn Pettit from Kotaku and freelancer Alyssa Mercante.
Video games may be built out of code and rely on technological advances to deliver their ever more impressive worlds, but the creative impulses that shape all those ones and zeros into the experiences that we know and love are as human as those behind our favorite novels, music, and films.
As generative AI casts an even larger shadow over our industry, the games that remind us just how human this art form really is are ever more important and precious. Perhaps no single aspect of video games is more impactful at driving home the intrinsic humanity of the medium than writing.
This year's nominees for the Herman Melville Award for Best Writing in a Game demonstrate that incredible range of experiences that great games can deliver, and how essential the work of human writers is to giving us those characters we fall in love with, those moments we won't forget, those unique experiences you just can't find anywhere else.
Grok, is that true? From offbeat indies to epic big-budget blockbusters, poignant dramas about teen friendship to gritty crime sagas, this year's nominees run the gamut. But they all have one thing in common. They understand and reflect the richness and complexity of the human experience far too well to have ever been written by ChatGPT.
And the nominees are
Avowed, Blippo Plus, Ghost of Yotei, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, Mafia, The Old Country, The 100 Line, Last Defense Academy,
And the winner is Blippo Plus.
Holy crap. Okay, hold on. I wrote a speech because I'm a writer. Thank you so much to the New York Video Games Critics Circle for this recognition. It feels like we're total outsiders to the games world, so this feels like a real vote of confidence about what a game can be, and it feels like a real welcome, so we really appreciate it. If you spend any time with Blippo Plus, you won't be surprised to hear that it's a world that was really built in community. It's a place that we wanted to live, that we invented together as kind of a LARP, and we all got to live in it for a while, and it was really wonderful. And like all utopias, that had to end for us, but I got to write it down so that our actors could embody its spirit, our director, J.J. Stratford, could capture and build the world, and you know, our developers, Dustin Moreau and Mark LaCroix, could encapsulate it into something handheld so the utopia could last forever, or like a little bit longer than they normally do. So I accept this on all their behalf, and on a personal note, I'd like to thank Jonna Bechtold, who's sitting right there, who willed this game into being, Mike Merrill, who's watching the stream, and everyone at Panic for like believing in such a totally incomprehensibly ambitious project from the get. I'm really grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Woo.
Congratulations. You know, they also have an excellent game called Yacht, so make sure to check that out.
It's a band called. It's a
Excellent
band
band
called
called
Yacht. Yeah.
So this show takes a lot of work to make, especially since we added an extra day. Did anyone here attend GG Fest yesterday? Thank you. And you stuck around for the big Supergiant concert, right? I mean, that was awesome. Thank you, Darren and Ashley, for playing so amazingly well. You know, we actually started working on this special weekend in February of last year. And here with the essential thank yous is the New York Video Game Critics Circle founder and my personal friend, Harold Goldberg.
Thanks, Reggie. You know, with all the cutbacks in various industries and government grants, this year was going to be a hard one for our nonprofit. In February, I had this idea for a festival to celebrate our first 15 years. That would help raise funds. And Ryan, our excellent executive director, gave it a name, and so GG Fest was born. And I'm happy to report that our work as a nonprofit was able to continue without a hitch. So first, I want to thank Helen Pfeffer, my awesome wife and senior editor, for listening to me get excited or gripe about our ups and downs. Thank you, Helen. I wanted to thank those who supported our nonprofit work this year. Rockstar Games, the Pokemon Company, Microsoft, Activision Blizzard, MOM, DCLA, Bethesda Software, Wizards of the Coast, Take-Two, MSK, Empire State Development, Nintendo, Catherine and Jeffrey Soros, Councilman Chris Marte's office, Coexist Gamehouse, and GameSpot. And Laszlo, our mascot cat, wants to thank you as well. He's a big fan of Kirby, as you can see, and he likes our award show pretty well. Now, here's a list of companies which completely ghosted us. Just a joke. but really, can you answer us? Just answer us next time. Big giant thanks to John Azzalona, our superb creative director. Our awesome director, Victor Cali. It's the first time in 15 years I've screwed up that name. Our awesome director, Victor Caligianis, and super helpful stream maven, Thomas Fulgione. It's Thomas's first time with us, so welcome, Thomas. Cherie Smith, our incomparable stage manager. Nick Capizzoli, our journalism award team. Giovanni Colantano, Devin McClure, and Ronald Gordon, who are on our nominees committee. Mark Mayer, Ted Houghton, Jessica Lynn, everyone at SVA Theater right here. It's an awesome space to be. And our excellent team at Zebra Partners, all of our valued critics, writers, interns, students, educators, and volunteers. And thank you, our fans, for a gobsmacking 15 years. Thank you so much. And now I want to introduce Aaliyah Jones-Harvey, the brilliant Assistant Commissioner of the New York City Mayor's Office of Media and Entertainment. Aaliyah is a savvy Broadway producer as well, and everyone at MOM is always really supportive of our work with underserved students, especially Aaliyah.
Thank you. Hello, everyone tonight, and that's here in the room, and everyone watching around the world. I'm thrilled to be here on behalf of MOM, otherwise known as the Mayor's Office of Media and Entertainment here in New York City. Thank you to Harold, to Ryan, to Reggie, and the entire team at New York Video Game Critics Circle for including the Mayor's Office of Media and Entertainment in this very special celebration, and for the tireless work you do to prepare New Yorkers as tomorrow's storytellers, journalists, critics, and creative leaders. It is an honor to be here on the 15th anniversary of the New York Game Awards, recognizing the games that embedded themselves in our lives this past year. And tonight we're celebrating 15 years of the New York Video Game Critics Circle as well. I mean, for remarkable commitment to arts education, equity, mentorship, and opportunity in a city that doesn't just talk about games as culture, we build them. So to developers that are streaming in studios, co-working spaces, late night build sessions, this moment is for you. The New York Game Awards isn't just a ceremony, it's a statement. Games belong at the center of culture, and New York City belongs in the global games conversation. The Critics Circle has turned access into opportunity here in New York City by treating young people like professionals from day one. Students write, report, produce, edit, and publish real work with real deadlines. And they're becoming the next designers, writers, producers, community leaders, and founders shaping this industry. If you're a New York-based developer, here are 3 things to keep on your radar. This fall, this
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. This past fall, you've heard me say from this podium before that we've been working on a bachelor's degree program here. This fall, the City University of New York launched the first bachelor's degree program at City College, expanding an affordable option for getting a game design degree here in New York City. I'm gonna emphasize affordable option, and that's for you, Milo, because I feel for you. Second, New York City Game Design Future Lab at NYU launched this fall for indie developers. Mentorship, access to emerging technology, workshops, and investor connections, important for developers. And third, the Battle of the Boroughs Minecraft Build Challenge is back this year. Thousands of New York City students designing an inclusive, future-ready New York City in Minecraft. And so we're so excited. If by chance you're an elementary, middle, or high school student who is listening right now, you have 24 hours to get your build in to be considered for this year. And to developers watching from around the world, if you're still deciding where to build, where to grow, or where to take your next creative risk, consider New York City. New York offers deep talent, competitive incentives, and a singularly diverse, creative community unlike anywhere else in the world, where artists, technologists, storytellers, and entrepreneurs collide every day. This is the city where games are shaped by our rich culture and where global stories find local roots. We continue to seek ways to level up our support for the gaming community here. And I want to just say before closing, congratulations to the Pokemon Company, celebrating decades of world building that has inspired creators everywhere. And New York City wants your next great game, everyone, to be made in New York. Thank you.
And now here's Ryan O'Callahan with an update on our Playing with Purpose programs.
All right, hello again, everybody. So since coming on as executive director, our Playing with Purpose program has been a key focus of mine. And in that time, we have revamped our curriculum to align with the New York Next Gen standards that are used in our schools to more directly align with the skills that students are learning in the classroom. And now we're working hard to bring our journalism and narrative writing classes to more schools. Over the last year, we ran a narrative workshop with the creative students at the High School of Fashion Industry, which is just around the corner from where we are here at SVA Theater. We returned for 2 more semesters with our friends at the Laboratory School of Finance and Technology in the Bronx. And last week, we awarded our best writers with some awesome prizes, a top-of-the-line gaming laptop, and a Nintendo Switch. So let's take a quick look. We got a clip from that announcement.
Congratulations, Bryce! How's it feel?
The most unexpected thing in my life.
Well, it should be very well expected. You did very great. Let's give it up for Bryce. Last round of applause. And give it up for yourselves for making it through the 10 weeks. All of you did exemplary work. All right.
It's moments like that that are really exciting for us and the most important to us. And with the help of our incredible donors across the industry and city and state government, we aim to acquire funding to expand our programming to connect with more students than ever. Because with every class, it's more and more clear that this programming works. Our video game content is engaging, and it encourages writers to be creative critical thinkers and astute critics. And for those who are most passionate about the work, the opportunity is there. From our classes, we continue to bring on new interns to create the vast majority of the content you can see over on nygamecritics.com. And they're an integral part of this event. You may have seen their interview series with the Pokemon Company International on our YouTube channel. If you attended GG Fest yesterday, you saw them on panels. And you're seeing them presenting here today at the New York Game Awards. These passionate young people are the future of journalism and the games industry. And for that reason, we continue to invest our time and resources to provide them with opportunities. And before I wrap, I just want to really quickly, while we have the time, I know Harold does a big thank you segment, but it's been 15 years and we don't thank Harold. Harold, thank you so much for all the work that you've done. From Harold's vision, we've been able to connect with students, give them opportunities. So many of them are here with us tonight. They continue to do the work. You see the opportunity. You see the capability in students. You saw the capability in a 7th grade English teacher and thought, you should maybe help run this organization. And for that, I am eternally grateful and more than honored to help continue the legacy that is the New York Video Game Critics Circle. So thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And thank all of you.
So thank you, Aaliyah. Thank you, Ryan. And thank you, Harold. So now we have more awards to give out. When VR has a well-defined purpose, it really takes you down the wormhole of delight. To present our Coney Island Dreamland Award for Best AR/VR Game, here are Shannon Lau from Updater and Dan Ackerman from Micro Center.
Hey everyone. So virtual reality promised us 3D worlds we could really sink our teeth into. Remember the Ready Player One fantasy and anime Avatar dreams of yesteryear, Dan? We seem far from that future in 2026.
That's so true, Shannon, especially with Meta pulling back on Reality Labs investments. But on the other hand, Valve is working on the Steam Frame, which they hope is going to do for VR what the Steam Deck did for handheld gaming.
Well, in either case, one thing is for sure is that we're leaving behind the word metaverse. And the nominees are
Arcan Age, Ghost Town, Luminous Arise, Marvel's Deadpool VR, The Midnight Walk, V-Racer Hoverbike,
And the winner is Luminous Arise. And we're happy to accept on their behalf.
They couldn't be here tonight, so we're accepting.
Thank you so much to the New York Video Game Critics Circle for this honor. It truly means a lot to our team. Luminous has always been about the connection between music, light, and emotion, and it's amazing to you select Luminous Arise this year, and more than 20 years after the original. Thank you to the game community and the Critics Circle for supporting creativity in video games. Thank you and arigato.
That's so cool, and so is the music. And now, here's Patricia Bailey, the Vice President of Tech and New Media at Empire State Development.
Hi, good evening, everyone. On behalf of Empire State Development, thank you, and thank you to the New York Video Game Critics for having us here tonight. And congratulations on 15 incredible years of celebrating this industry. I also want to recognize, amongst other people, the Critics Circle's Playing with Purpose program, which provides mentorship and scholarships to underserved students across New York City. Their work reflects our shared values in investing in talent and creating opportunities. New York State is proud to support this industry. Our $5 billion game sector is one of the fastest growing in the country, and we're committed to ensuring this. And this is why Governor Hochul launched the New York $25 million digital game development tax credit program, one of the only dedicated tax credit programs in the nation. It's a great program. We want the best game developers in the world building their games in New York. And that brings me here tonight. This year, the Critics Circle is introducing the Excelsior Award for the Best New York Game. This is the first award recognizing games developed right here in our state. We could not be more excited to see New York's talent celebrated on this stage. And to the nominees, your work represents what New York does best: creativity, innovation, and world-class talent. So congratulations tonight to all tonight's honorees, and thank you.
Patricia, you let the cat out of the bag. We do have a new award called the Excelsior Award for Best Made in New York Game. Excelsior means superior quality, and all of these games have proved their mettle. To present the Excelsior Award, here is former intern Kamari Rennis. So Kamari is now an assistant producer with Lucasfilm Games. And she's working on Star Wars projects. And she's joined by senior intern Sanaya Etienne, last year's Rockstar Scholarship winner, who's now at Howard University.
Good evening, everyone. How's everybody feeling? The Excelsior Award is a brand new award honoring excellence in game development right here in New York City. Yo. Honestly, I can't help myself. I need to go on a little tangent. It is currently 62 degrees and overcast in San Francisco right now. That is insane. Don't boo. Don't boo. Listen, I'm saying something really nice. All right. Listen, I got plucked from my beautiful home in the Bronx with my wonderful mother and the crowd and really spoiled. I mean, I go on hikes and I eat organically at Costco. I mean, who here from New York goes on hikes?
He goes on hikes.
Okay, more than I thought. Okay. Maybe I was wrong. But whatever the West Coast air did to me, there's still so much that I love about the city. I'm still a born and raised New Yorker, and nothing will ever top the greatness and charm of this city. So while I was on the D train coming here, I wrote a little something. I got a little emotional. There are many things, people, and movements that have made it out of the mud in New York City. Our hustle culture and no-nonsense attitude is what makes us who we are as New Yorkers, and it is the catalyst for making one-of-a-kind showstoppers. Our game scene is just another pristine rose out of the concrete.
New York is home to so many talented creators, and this award celebrates one game that went above and beyond in creativity, innovation, and impact. And the nominees are
Baby Steps, Ball Pit, Consume Me, Despelote, Old Skies, Skate Story,
golly. And the winner is Ball X Pit.
I didn't write a speech, so I guess thanks for the Critics Circle. Thanks for creating a category that is just me against all my friends. Yeah, thanks.
Congratulations. So earlier we had the ride Daniel Radosh from The Daily Show, who's been with us for 15 years. And Daniel introduced us to Devin Delaquante, who hosted our show for 4 brilliant years. Here's Devin to present one of our most admired, most rip-roaring features at the New York Game Awards. Come on up, Devin. Woo.
Thank you, Harold, Reggie, Makita. Congrats to all the amazing nominees tonight. Give it up for all of the nominees again. They deserve all the love. I'm so grateful to the people who make games. It's why my favorite part of any video game is the credits. I love watching I will watch all of the credits. I will watch all 2 hours of an Assassin's Creed game's credits. I will sit there. 2 hours, Assassin's Creed Shadows. That's 18 minutes longer than the movie Casablanca, which I have to point out also has credits. I am very grateful for video games because it's not going great in reality. Yeah, things are bad when the news in the real world looks like a cutscene in Metal Gear Solid. I'm just watching tankers get raided going, I think I played this mission. I platinumed it. I owe Hideo Kojima an apology. For years I was like, these games make no goddamn sense. But now I'm like, oh, reality makes no goddamn sense. Metal Gear feels like a documentary every day. It's like, Snake, we need you to extract the president of Venezuela and bring him to the tanker on Outer Haven. Snake, the president needs you to steal the Nobel Peace Prize. Snake, we need you to sneak into Portland dressed as a giant frog. The First Lady is giving speeches to the military about AI, like, our army will work with the robots. I'm like, this is how Metal Gear comes, guys. Do none of you see this? All I'm saying is when it goes down with Greenland, I will be inside a cardboard box, all right? No one will find me. Safest place on Earth. Games are a great way to avoid the news, but it is hard. Donkey Kong Bonanza, big game this year. You can give it up for Donkey Kong Bonanza. But I have to say, very awkward year to be Diddy Kong. He is wearing no pants and he is throwing around barrels of oil. Nothing weird going on with Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong needs to keep using his full name for a while. If anyone should be changing their name, it is Diddy Kong. Just until the heat dies down. Like, actually, I am going by Puff Daddy Kong now. That should totally clear things up. Anyway, if I may be serious for a moment, it was a very difficult year in gaming because so many important lives were lost, and so many of them were lost by me in games that I played. So, in every single game, I lost so many lives, so I think it's important that we once again take some time to look back on the lives that I lost this year.
Wait, Tyler, I'm gonna invert this really quick. Oh God! Dude, the orb is right there. Dude, the orb is right there. No way! No! I'm dead! Oh my God!
Gone but not forgotten. Back to you, and here is to 15 more years and beyond.
Thank you. Thank you. Devin, thank you. You know, you never fail to make us laugh. And we really need it this year, that's for sure. Now for something completely exciting. It's time for us to get an award. New York City Councilman Christopher Marte, can you please come up to the podium?
Chris, it's good to see you.
How's everyone doing tonight? Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Councilmember Christopher Marte. I represent Lower Manhattan. So from Lower East Side to Chinatown, Tribeca to the Statue of Liberty is everything I represent in the New York City Council. I want to thank Harold and Ryan and the team at the Critics Circle for inviting me for this truly special milestone. 15 years of celebrating and cultivating the voices of our youth in journalism and in video games. I want to start out with a question. Growing up, how many of us have heard things from our parents like, video games are bad for you? Or, haven't you been playing long enough? Go outside, read a book, touch grass. You probably heard our parents were warned they turned us into troublemakers. And if your parents ever walked in while you were playing Grand Theft Auto or Mortal Kombat was on the screen, you probably knew you were ready for that lecture. That's why, honestly, my favorite game was Age of Mythology, so I could show my mom I'm learning history. For years, video games were defined by headlines that focus on what it might do to young minds, stoking a fear of violence and delinquency in children. What those conversations rarely acknowledged was that there was more than to a gateway of future crime. Video games are storytelling, music, art, journalism, technology, all coming together. They collaborate worlds built by writers, developers, and critics who shape how stories are told, how culture is shared, and of course, how we can have fun after a grueling day in school or after a really long community board meeting. That's the truth that Harold and the Circle recognized early on. The New York Video Game Critics Circle understood that games deserve thoughtful critique, strong journalism, and a community that saw it as an art form, especially here in New York. But the Circle didn't stop at that. They asked the question, who is being left out of this conversation, and how can we bring them in? Through their Playing for Purpose program, the Circle has opened doors for students across the city, bringing writers, journalism, and narratives arts into the classroom, shelters, and community centers. They've shown young people that our love for games can become a skill, develop confidence, and open doors to real opportunity. Here, in this room, video games represent something much, much bigger. Their creativity and expression, interests turn into careers shaped by imagination and purpose. They are proof that when you invest in young people and meet them where their passions are, we unlock extraordinary talent and growth. And with that, it's my honor from the New York City Council to recognize the Critics Circle for their 15 years of investing in us, every single person in this room, and we got a proclamation from the New York City Council to recognize their work, their effort, and their love. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Let's say one more thing.
Well, with the Pikachu hat.
Great. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it. Thank you. One more. Okay.
Trying to get back to the show. Come on. All right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Should we hold that, please?
Just think about that. How many other video game associations, programs get their own proclamation from New York City? I mean, come on.
Yeah. That was cool, right? Thank you again, Councilman Marte, for your constant hard work at City Hall and throughout the Lower East Side and beyond.
So we hope you don't mind another video, but this one is from a very good friend of mine at Xbox.
Congratulations to the New York Video Game Critics Circle on 15 years of the New York Video Game Awards. I've had the privilege of spending time with students and creators that have gone through the program, and it's amazing how you've created pathways for the next generation of creators. Playing with Purpose is such an amazing opportunity. I've spent personal time there, and it's something that really does set the foundation for the future of this industry. So again, congratulations on 15 years. What an amazing accomplishment.
Thank you so much, Phil, not only for the video, but for mentoring our students. I know it means a lot to them. And when Reggie comes to mentor and Phil comes to mentor, they remember that years ahead on. Kamari still talks about you when you came to DreamYard. So yeah. So and Phil, we look forward to you mentoring our students again this year. You always do an awesome job. And now it's time for one of our most coveted awards, the Knickerbocker Award for Best Journalism. And whether it's the written word or the documentary image, these nominees can be biting in their search for the truth. And don't worry, CBS News, I'm sure you'll get them next year. Here to present the award is Lori Gwen Shapiro. She's the author of The Aviator and the Showman, a best-selling, deeply reported, heavily fact-checked biography of Amelia Earhart. And this engaging story of Amelia was everywhere, from the New Yorker to the New York Times. Lori's next book, from Viking, will be Einstein in America. Please welcome Lori Gwen Shapiro.
Hi, everybody. I'm very psyched. This feels quite glamorous to me. It's not really what a journalist job is not normally that glamorous. And I wanted to say that I teach journalism as well at NYU, and I'm a working journalist, and I'm weirdly fond of the unglamorous parts of the job, the extra call, the second source, the detail you can confirm even when you think you already have it. And games journalism is, at its best, exactly that. Not just coverage, but it's reporting, criticism, and accountability. And it has its own unique difficulty because this is an industry where art, technology, money, and community collide at high speed. The story can change overnight with a patch, a post, or one spectacularly bad decision. And the journalists who matter are the ones who keep their balance, keep digging, and keep it honest. And when the reporting is strong, voice is not decoration. Voice is how you earn trust, hold attention, and tell the story so people actually feel it. The nominees tonight show how strong this field is. The writing is sharp, the reporting is solid, and the point of view is fearless. And this is also the category most likely to make someone say, yo, we should probably talk about that, which is always a good sign that someone's getting the job done. So congratulations to everyone nominated, and the nominees are...
Duncan Fife, Felipe Pepe, Jackson Tyler, Joseph Earl Thomas, Lewis Gordon, Nicanor Gordon. People Make Games.
And the winner is People Make Games. I believe we have a video acceptance, and we'll accept on their behalf.
Hello, New York! That's such a surreal thing to be able to say as a small team like us, based out of this tiny office here in Brighton on the south coast of England. We are blown away by the fact that you have honoured People Make Games with this award, and really just can't get over the fact that right now we're on a big screen at a fancy awards night halfway around the world.
We've got two other thank yous that we want to make. Firstly, thank you so much to our supporters. We're blown away that every month we get to do this job, and without that support, we wouldn't be here. And secondly, thank you so much to all of the people that have trusted us to tell their stories. That's a pretty big deal, so thank you for that as well.
Finally, we'd also like to use this opportunity to say, well, something you already know, which is that the games media is not in the greatest shape right now. I feel like I've been saying that forever, but it is true. And so we'd like to encourage you, if you can, to go out and find the good games reporting that you care about. People like Red Valentine doing the work over at IGN, Nicole Carpenter, Stephen Totillo, who I think is probably in the room right now. I've only mentioned US journalists there. I'm going to get in trouble for that. But yes, go out, support good games reporting because it needs that support. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm doing the prayer hands. Didn't mean to do that. Goodbye.
The prayer hands.
Congratulations, People Make Games. Now, from Meta Theory Games and Myth and Mortar Games, we have a premiere trailer called Gedo Gedo Kaiju Battle Party. Let's check it out.
That looks like fun. So if you watched and listened carefully as you played video games this year, there was very thoughtful and nuanced acting in games. And here's ESPN sportscaster Arda Orcal, who's been a friend of the New York Games Awards group for years. And that includes helping out with our summer fundraising stream event. So here to present the Great White Way Award for Best Acting in a Game, welcome Arda Orcal.
Arda.
Thanks, everybody. I threw out my jokes. No one's beating The Daily Show, guys. Let's be honest about that. Two quick things I want to say. First of all, Milo better have a job by the end of this. So somebody, he's sitting right there. Like you guys should be conducting interviews right now in the middle of this award show. He's right there. I also, as a lifelong gaming nerd like many of you out there, I just wanted to say how cool it is to be introduced by Reggie Fils-Aimé. How awesome is that? That's awesome. I literally took a picture with him earlier because I wanted to document the event. I'm literally wearing Nintendo socks, as you can see, like, and I have a Mario watch on, like I'm mega nerd here, so that's awesome. Thank you, Reggie, for the photo. He mentioned NBA Jam earlier. This is one of my favorite video game stories. Of the creation of NBA Jam. Maybe you've heard this, but I figured I'd share this with you in case you guys thought that this was hilarious too. So I had a chance at ESPN to interview Mark Turmel. We know who Mark Turmel is. He's one of the creators of NBA Jam, and he told me, any Chicago Bulls fans in the audience, you're gonna hate this story. So Mark Turmel grew up in Michigan. He's a massive Pistons fan. And of course, NBA Jam was created in the height of the Pistons-Bulls rivalry. They absolutely hated each other. Mark Turmel hates the Bulls. Very important for this story. So as he's creating NBA Jam, he put a little Easter egg in the code of the game that was not found until he revealed it decades later. So if the Pistons and the Bulls are playing in the game, whether it's a 1-player, 2-player, it doesn't matter. If they're playing in the game, and if the Pistons are up by 3 or less with 5 seconds to go in the game, if the Bulls have the ball and they shoot it from anywhere on the court, the code dictates that that ball will never go in. This was Mark Turmel's way of trolling Bulls fans, and no one knew about this except if you happen to play that specific game over and over again and wonder, why the hell can't I make this shot? Now you know. Anyway, on to the nominees. Oh, and by the way, sorry, before we do that, that picture is a real picture in the ESPN Images database. And I just hope that someone on our PR team actually uses it in like an official graphic one day where they're like, hey, and Arda's gonna be here, and I'm just holding a Empire Pilot helmet. I love it. Here are the nominees.
South of Midnight.
This up right
Adrian
now.
Ray
I'm
as
just
Hazel.
saying. Hazel, please. We might need some help. I might need some help.
Claire Obscure, Expedition 33.
Lumi has no
Jennifer
idea.
English as Mael.
Not the way it is for you.
Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. Amelia Sargeson as Nora.
I didn't even get to give Kat her present.
The Altars. Alex Jordan as Jan Dolsky. Hades 2. Judy Alice Lee as Melinui.
10 words. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Ghost of Yote. Erika Ishii
What?
as Atsu.
He deserved it.
He did. And he's dead now.
Why don't we give a little drum roll? And the winner is Jennifer English.
Thank you so much to the New York Game Awards. What an incredible honour. I am absolutely gutted that I can't be with you all celebrating tonight in one of my favourite cities in the whole world. But I just wanted to say thank you to every single person that worked on this game. And of course to the players. You've been so supportive and brilliant, and being a part of Expedition has been one of the greatest privileges of my life. Thank you so, so much.
Congratulations. How great was Jennifer and Claire? Can we give it another round of applause? All right, now it's time for my favorite part of the show, the point where we ask you for more money. It's time for you all at home to reach into your pockets and donate. The Circles program helped me a lot while I was in high school. My writing became better, and the internship program gave me hope during a very difficult time. And it's not just me. So go to New York, that's nygamecritics.com/donate. The Circle has helped so many students over the past decade and a half, even during the pandemic. In fact, that's when I took a class through the Playing with Purpose program through BronxWorks, that the Circle had ran through BronxWorks. I'm now about to get my master's in social work at the Columbia School of Social Work. Thank you. And I know that I'll use games to help young people when I can in my chosen career. So please go to New York, that's nygamecritics.com/donate to give back.
Outstanding. Thanks, Makita. You know, you're an absolute powerhouse. Great to have you on stage. And now, an exceptional student is about to receive a $10,000 college scholarship. To hold one of our Journalism in Games competitions, we chose the Lab School of Finance and Technology in the Bronx because it has a great mix of hardworking and deserving students. And I know because I visited that school.
That's right, Reggie, and we want to thank the people at Rockstar Games so much for making this scholarship possible each and every year. Please welcome to the stage scholarship winner Ozaze Okumboa. Ozaze.
It's an honor for you guys to have me here. When I was writing the narrative for my story, I was thinking to myself, what is something that would make people think this kid is from New York, this kid is from the Bronx? And I thought, well, pollution. Because we deal with that a lot, and as someone with asthma, I always have my inhaler with me, and I start to realize, why don't I make a story out of this? Mm-hmm. So for my game narrative, I wrote about environmental racial injustice. In the game, a character has to go shut down labs and factories that are causing carbon dioxide poisoning. And the game is similar to a open-ended game in which you have multiple choices and there are multiple different endings. But being up here, I also like to thank the New York Critics Circle, my school, the Laboratory of Science and Technology, and Rockstar Games. Thank you guys for having me.
Congratulations again, Ozaze. Now, I love all genres of music, and I especially enjoy the excellent music in games because that music is so varied. Here to present the Tin Pan Alley Award for Best Music in a Game is Stephen Totillo from GameFile and Jordan Miner from PC Mag.
Is that a Silent Hill fog still creeping in? Video game music comes in all sorts of different styles and genres. And for me this year, the nominees spoke to different emotions. In South of Midnight, there's a song that's all about the tragedy of being a black man in America, and you have so much anger inside of you until it just comes violently out. And when I played that, I listened to that song, I'm like, I should go play some Mario Kart for a little bit, listen to some smooth jazz.
All of the games nominated for this category show that the best soundtracks in video games can calm you when you need it, can excite you when you want it, and can sometimes resonate with a feeling that you have inside of something that you know to be true. And the nominees are
Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Deltarune, Chapters 3 and 4. Ghost of Yotei. Hades 2. Lumines Arise. Mario Kart World. Sword of the Sea. South of Midnight.
Her grip is fast and much too tight tonight. How many kids did she catch last night?
And the winner is?
South of Midnight.
One second, let me open my notebook. I was not expecting us to get it. But thank you. Thank you to the New York Video Games Critics Circle for the award. My name is Zaire, and I'm here on behalf of Compulsion Games. I was one of the writers. The song about Black Rage in America, I helped write that one. So that was, I want to thank our composer, Olivier, and the members of the audio team. They approached the music of South of Midnight with a sense of curiosity and respect for the sounds of the South. The music was as much of a character as anyone else in the game. It amplified our joy, it was sad, it mourned with us, and it gave us hope. I heard people say that South of Midnight really reminded them of home and being in the South, and I really appreciate the care that was given to an area of games that isn't often seen. It means a lot. And a lot of people said it felt like home, and I'm so glad that everyone enjoyed it. And thank you again for, for the award. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Congrats, and that really was an impactful soundtrack. Do you know who's up next? He was here with us last year, and since then he's been nominated for a Grammy Award. Please welcome for the second time in a row, the Grammy nominated Mega Ran. So while Mega Ran is setting up, I want you to know that, remember that Claim trailer you saw? There's a game that Mega Ran is in that's an Acclaim game, and it's called Grid Beat. So Mega Ran is not only getting around to here, but he's getting around to Acclaim, and he's getting around to the Grammy Awards, so it's all good. So I want to hear about what was your favorite game last year? Baby Steps. Oh my God! It's a Skate Story. Ghost of Yote. Hades 2. What was that one? Shadow Labyrinth. Shadow Labyrinth. Blueprints. So it's got a variety of games. Yeah, we might have been saying GTA 6. Right. Next year, though, yeah. So, what games didn't you like? Right. Oh, no one wants to say, no one wants to go there. No one will go there. No one will go there. I'll tell you what, the worst game I ever played was a video game version of Coraline, which was, it was pretty broken. So I was like, I really couldn't get very far into it. Reggie, we know your favorite game, right? The Legend of Zelda.
It came out a few years ago.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I played a lot of Bonanza this year.
That's right. What did you like of Bonanza?
I liked smashing things.
Right. And who doesn't, man? That's like when we were all at a demo for Nintendo, and like all I did was smash things. I didn't know what else to do. Just like, okay, break things. That's kind of fun. So we're gonna let Mega Ran take the stage. And there might be a little more setup, but I'm done, and I'm gonna sit my ass down for a while.
Hey, hey, oh. Oh, man. Well, Happy New Year, Happy 2026, and it's an honor to be back in the house at the SVA for 15 years celebrating of the New York Game Awards, and I am very excited about that. So, yo, make some noise, y'all, please. All right, just making sure. I came a long way here, so I just wanted to make sure that y'all were awake and alive, all right? If you're awake, say yo. Oh, I'm sorry. In New York, they say yeah. Ah, that's good. That's good. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm here to have a great time. So, if you don't mind, we would love to do that. If you can hear the beat in here, give me a little snap like this on that beat. And that's Dom on the drums there. Hey. Okay. Yeah. All right, y'all. Can you hear? Can you hear it good? All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, okay. Let's start it up. Yeah. Okay. We're going to have a great time in here. All right, all right. I think we're good. Yeah, that was our momentarily super quick, super speed, live in-person sound check. All right. So, oh yeah, Harold did say it. I was lucky enough to be nominated for a Grammy. I need more music in this monitor here. A lot more music in these things here. A lot of music in these things so I can hear you. Yeah, it's been pretty cool. People ask me like, hey, what's the first thing you did since being nominated for a Grammy? Like, what's new? Like, I'm sure you're like a big deal now. And I'm like, no, it's literally the same. What I do is I wake up every day and I hang out with my kid. I'm a new dad, so make some noise for that. More music, even more music. I want a whole lot more. Yeah, you good? Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, can y'all hear that? All right. Say hi, Dom. Dom's on the drums. All right, what would be really cool though if we had some brass, but I'm gonna let that work itself out. So we're having a great time. So I'm gonna ask you at some point to say, make noise if you came to have a great time, and that's when you make noise. But you know what? Let's keep it New York. So when I say make noise, you say, yeah. Make noise if you came to have a great time. Great time, got joy, ain't nobody gonna take mine. Ain't nobody got time for no playtime. Every once in a while you gotta make time, cause we here to have a great time. Got joy, ain't nobody gonna take mine. Every once in a while you gotta make time. Make noise if I came to have a great time. Morning, 73 degrees, sunny and breezy, that's perfect to me. Hitting the park with my boys, Jungle Jim. We love to explore, see things that we ain't seen before. We gang that she ain't the scene for. When life gets me down on all fours, any problem is cured when outdoors. Whatever it is, whatever it's got to say, I guarantee it can wait. Whatever it is, whatever it's got to say, I guarantee it'll be okay. Cause we gonna have some great times. Got joy, ain't nobody gonna take mine. Every once in a while you got a big time. Ain't nobody got time for the blink time. So, here to have a great time. Got joy, ain't nobody gonna take mine. Every once in a while you gotta make time. Say yeah if you came to have a great time. Yeah. Woo! Hey, there's my horn section. Make some noise for New York Brass. Here to have a great time. Got joy, ain't nobody gonna take mine. Now, Danny, you wanna hit him with a little solo with him? Danny Flam, let's go. Hey! One more time. We gonna have a great time. Got joy, ain't nobody gonna take mine. Ain't nobody got time for no playtime. But every once in a while you gotta make time. Cause we here to have a great time. Got joy, ain't nobody gonna take mine. Cause every once in a while you gotta make time. Make noise if you came to have a great time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. The sounds of New York brass. All right, y'all. So in video games, they have a term that we use when like you're gonna live forever. Infinite lives are basically the thing that's gonna keep you going forever. And I learned in my old life as a teacher. Make some noise for teachers. Any educators here? I see some here. All right. I said used to be. That's my past tense because I quit. So make some noise for quitters. It's okay. I miss it, though, every day. Not the kids so much. But anyway, but I learned through that experience that, man, like, anything's possible. And you got to keep believing, keep dreaming, keep pushing. And Infinite Lives is not necessarily about living forever, but hopefully the works that we create, the memories we make, things like the Game Awards, these things will live forever because we've passed good vibes on to people and to the generations after us. So this is a little jam called Infinite Lives. And so on this one, I'm gonna need you to put a hand in the air. All right, straight up, yeah, I see you. We're gonna go side to side this way. 1, 2, 3, go. Infinite lives, oh, that's beautiful. Infinite lives, never say never. We're gonna live forever. Okay, infinite lives, side to side. Infinite lives, oh, you're beautiful. Never say never. We're gonna live. Okay, put them down. I heard you only live once. Well, I'ma disagree, cause you can live forever. Forever doesn't cease. Live through your creations and the people that you teach. I live through my music eternally through the beats. With first 2 emails, I'm digging that verse. Next 2 emails, I'm missing that merch. Can't take it with you, it's so I never intended to be for my final interview. Man, this is what we give you. Hands up! Cause we never gonna die, no we never. Nah, we never gonna die. You can hear my words in this song, and they gon' play on after I'm gone. Yeah, we never gonna die. No, we are never gonna die. As you can hear my words in this song, and they gon' play on after I'm gone. But now, I heard you only live once, that's cool, I suppose. You can live forever through a song you compose. Experiences you share, the highs and the low. Experimentation with the flows, cause God know she learned more about life from posthumous works than she ever could've gotten to church. Is that wrong? Living for that song and learning from that lyric and steering others from wrong. But we living off love, never needing the mill. Full from the enlightenment, warmth that we feel. Yeah, the overflow of emotion, chilling, chasing the girl, blowing tough with the face, flagging over the world. First 2 emails like, hey, that's tight. Next 2 emails, you changed my life. Even if we inspire, people call it untimely. One more time, put your hands up with me. Infinite lives, hey, we got infinite lives. Never say never, we're gonna live forever. We got infinite lives, side to side. Infinite lives, never say never, we're gonna live forever. Now somebody say never gonna die. Say never gonna die. You can hear my words in this song, and they gon' play on after I'm gone. Come on, say never gonna die. No, we never gonna die. You can hear my words in this song, and they gon' play on till I'm long gone. Thank you. What? Okay. So for the next one, what I wanted to do is have some fun and create with you. But the reason that we're all here, of course, for the New York Game Awards, and 15 years is such a long time. Oh, they got bubbles flying around. I'm not expecting the bubbles. That's a really cool touch. I love it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do a little track with y'all. We're going to make it happen with a little bit of live energy. Now, this one here is going to be for the New York Game Awards, for 15 years of the New York Game Awards specifically. So I'm going to say New York, you say New York. It goes New York, New York, Game Awards, Game Awards, New York, Game Awards, New York, Game Awards, New York, Game Awards. Man, been going on a decade and a half. I used to teach English, but yeah, I can do some math. So I gotta say, yo, it's a cold world. But shout out to my man's Harold Goldberg and the people's having fun in here putting this all together. I did it from the pop and we did it right to the letter. So I would say this one's for 15 years. But every game getting mad cheers up in here, yeah. So when I rock, yo, I say it's the truth. Mega Ran Slaughter Live, shout it out from the booth. And from the Raptors, I say there's no help for ya. And for New York, I will say Excelsior. The New York Game Awards. The New York Game Awards. The New York Game Awards. That's 15 years. Let's get 100 more. It's the New York Game Awards. The New York Game Awards. The New York Game Awards. 15 years, let's get like 1,000 more, yeah. Anyway, yo, I hope y'all love the sound. Mega Ran from under the ground, putting it down. But yes, I will say these words coming out the mouth. Best soundtrack, I say it, yo, cause I be from the South as well. Yeah, when I rock, you know it's chill. Mega be rocking skills, got them going to chills. Yeah, that I be like, y'all snap, that track of Snipes. And they be like, man, this swing was all for the vice of the peoples that love those games. I heard the names of the crews and I came through with flames, spitting those quick rhymes. And I shout out to Reggie, because just like Reggie, yes, my body is ready. Hey, I had to say the line, cause I hadn't heard it that time. So we will survive and say, yo, I will rock and always give the answer. Sort of like Donkey Kong, we here having bonanzas. The New York Game Awards. New York Game Awards. It's the New York Game Awards. 15 years, let's get 15 more. That's the New York Game Awards. New York Game Awards. New York Game Awards. 15 years, let's get 15 more. Hey, so Harold, I know you sat down and you got really comfortable. Harold, can you come on up here real quick? All right, okay. Let's bring everything down a little bit. Let's bring it down a little bit. All right, how are you feeling, sir? Thank you for doing this and having me out for this. So when I talked to the people about having you up here, they were like, you know what would be cool is if Harold dropped some rhymes. And then they were like, there's no way Harold's gonna drop rhymes. But you know what? I figured I would at least get you to say the call to the response of the chorus. It's easy. I'm gonna say the New York Game Awards. Game Awards. New York Game Awards. Game Awards. New York Game Awards. Game Awards. 15 years. Let's get like 10,000 more. It's the New York Game Awards. New York Game Awards. Game Awards. New York Game Awards. Game Awards. Thank you very much. So peace to you and yours. Hey. Thank you again. Oh my gosh. Please make some noise for Don Palombe and the New York Brass team over here coming through. Thank you guys. Holy crap. That was so cool. All right, if you don't mind, we're gonna let's do it like New Orleans style and like march on out of here. That's what we're gonna do. All right, can you give me some jazz, some second line, some you know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's go. Okay. Hey. Clap your hands real quick with me. Hey. Yeah. Hey, what's your name? Dennis, bro. What's up, bro? Hey. Yeah. I'm Mega Ran, shouting out to everybody here, that's my fam. Yeah, that's what I am. Came through the show and we had a jam. Yeah, it's Mega Ran. Thank you all from all of the fam. One more thing before I go. SVA, thank you for the show.
give it up one more time for Mega Ran. Thank you so much, Raheem. We're all pulling for you at the Grammys as well. We'll be watching, and I never watched that shit. So we watch it. You're the best, Raheem. So now it's time for our prestigious Andrew Yoon Legend Award. So Andrew was an early Circle member who was more than a journalist. He worked super hard on a superb card game called Divorce the Game. And then Andrew died too young in a swimming mishap. And we miss him. So we named our Legend Award after him. Reggie, let's start.
So, you know, I had a long history with Pokemon when I was at Nintendo. This is a true story. I had just joined the company, and there for only about a week, when I had to work with our retail partners, because they literally did not have enough copies of Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Emerald for the Christmas rush. They were a little upset. And believe me, I never let that happen ever again. I always enjoyed working with the Pokemon Company, and I loved all of their games. Even the Pokemon Plus controller with the Mew inside, you remember that? One of my favorites. In early December last year, some of our critics and interns got together at the Coexist Game House to create this heartfelt video segment. Let's roll that now.
I should warn you, there is a problem with this last one.
I have to have a Pokemon.
Well, in that case...
Pikachu.
Its name is Pikachu.
Oh, it's so cute. It's the best of all.
You'll see.
Oh, hi, Pikachu.
To me, one of the most impressive things about Pokemon is that while the video games are excellent, they're really just one of many parts that come together to form this whole larger, pop culture juggernaut. The cards and the anime and the games, they all reinforce this fantasy universe so expertly that you can get really deep into it. Especially if you're a kid, you can get so deep into it that you don't even realize how deep you're into it.
As a franchise, is about the power of friendship and how bonds can follow you throughout every walk of life, no matter how small, no matter how large. And I think that many people can learn the same lesson, that bonds mean something, and Pokemon means something.
Growing up, me and my brother didn't really have a deep bond. He was always off hanging around his friends. But I remember this one day, which was on Christmas Eve, me and my family came back home and we saw stacks and stacks of Pokemon cards just lying right outside our door. And I just remember being so excited. Like, I didn't even know what Pokemon was at the time, but seeing my brother's face and seeing how excited he was made me excited. And I realized, like, maybe this is a moment and a time for me to bond with him.
Definitely the one thing that had the biggest impact on my formative years. I was completely obsessed. Pokemania came to the United States. I caught the Poke flu. I'm not kidding. Obsessed with the cards, obsessed with the TV shows, obsessed with the games. It was the first nerdy thing that was cool to do. I grew up in the Bronx. There's just certain things that you don't do. But Pokemon, everybody about my age was engaging in Pokemon in some way or another.
Almost 30 years of Pokemon. And all of these memories are kind of memories that as a writer I treasure, but also as a person that I treasure. I think the Pokemon Company knows how to tug at our heartstrings in a way that doesn't feel cheap or manipulative. So that's really why I think Pokemon is deserving of our Andrew Yoon Legend Award.
I remember I was going to a preview event for whatever Call of Duty game was coming out that year and just not caring about it at all. It was the one that had like Jon Snow in it, I think. And I'm like, all right, it's whatever, he's in space, sure. And I left that event and everybody was playing Pokemon Go in the park. I'm like, that's video games.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. I start there because my favorite memory of Pokemon is in the laptop office, and we were uber geeks. And I don't know how we started talking about Pokemon, and then out of nowhere, the staff of Laptop Magazine broke into 3-part harmony for the Pokemon song, and it was magical, and everyone was looking at it as Tom's Guide, Tom's Hardware, Live Science. We didn't care. It was whimsical, and that's exactly what Pokemon is, and that's why I love it so much. From the cartoon, from the card game, to the video games, the myriad of video games, to the movies. Pokemon is just ubiquitous at this point. Like if you don't have a favorite Pokemon, I kind of look at you like you're weird. Like, what are you doing? Are you doing Beyblade? Don't let it rip. Get a Pokemon. Like, come on. Let's be real here.
It's definitely brought a lot of people together, which I think that is what, that Satoshi Tajiri definitely wanted to do when it came to creating the games with the link cables. And that's really one of the things that is lost, I think, now when a lot of people discuss Pokemon. I mean, they think about how huge it is as a media property, the biggest multimedia property in the world, which it is, and that's impressive. But that's built on the back of connecting so many people, connecting everybody across the world, like across different demographics, different countries, different age groups.
Having gone to Pokemon Worlds, I see how cool it is amongst families. So it's not just adults going to Pokemon Worlds, it's not just teenagers going to Pokemon Worlds, it's little kids going to Pokemon Worlds and kind of like being nice to each other while they're competing in card games. It kind of makes us all feel like we're together, but it also has some rules to live by as well. So that's pretty cool.
Ash took 25 years to finally win the championship. If that isn't a metaphor about life, to keep going at it, because how many times did we watch Ash go to the mountaintop only to come in second place, or only to have to drop out, or but he kept going, and after 20, it was so big that major publications were reporting on it. Ash finally won the championship. We all rejoiced like we won, because if he can do it, we can do it. Like our league battle might be getting that promotion. It might be getting into a new apartment. It might be buying a house. Whatever it is, you can achieve it if you keep going at it. And I think that's the biggest power of Pokemon. It makes you smile. It makes you feel warm. It gives you lessons. It makes you laugh. And it's for that reason that Pokemon is way overdue to be honored in this way.
Congratulations to the Pokemon Company and all things Pokemon. You deserve the legend status.
Congratulations to the Pokemon Company and all things Pokemon.
Congratulations to the Pokemon Company, and congrats to all things Pokemon.
Congratulations to the Pokemon Company and all things Pokemon.
So to the Pokemon Company and all things Pokemon, congratulations.
Congratulations to the Pokemon Company and all things Pokemon. Thank you for all the laughs, all the joy, all the fun, and keep doing what you're doing.
Nick and Ari, please join me at the podium to accept the Andrew Yoon Legend Award on behalf of the Pokemon Company.
Good evening to everyone here at the SVA Theater in New York City, and to all the trainers watching at home and here, of course, in the theater. We're delighted and humbled to be here this evening.
And we've got some special guests.
We'll give them a quick sec to come up on stage to accept the award with us as well. Being upstage mid-speech is really painful, but it's worth it. On behalf of the Pokemon Company, Game Freak, Creatures, Nintendo, and all of our development partners around the world, we're honored to be here to accept the 2026 Andrew Yoon Legend Award.
As you saw in the video, Pokemon means so much to so many people. Whether you were forging friendships in Pokemon Red and Green or Blue 30 years ago, or whether you were sitting down and you passed along that passion for Pokemon to your kids in Pokemon Legends ZA just a few months ago, one thing remains certain. Pokemon is for everyone. But now we're gonna step aside and let someone who's been there from the very start say more.
Mr. Ishihara.
Mr. Ishihara.
Thank you.
Thank you.
皆さんこんにちは。株式会社ポケモンの石原です。1996年に発売されたビデオゲームポケットモンスター赤緑でポケモンのプロデュースを始めてから全てのポケモンソフトに関わり、カードゲームやアニメ、映画、マーチャンダイジングなどさまざまなポケモンのコンテンツをプロデュースする仕事をしています。この度はアンドリュー・ユーン・レジェンド賞という大変光栄な賞をいただき心から感謝しています。ニューヨークビデオゲーム評論家協会の皆さん、ポケモンの原著作権者であるゲームフリーク、クリーチャーズ、任天堂の皆さん、ビジネスパートナーとしてポケモンに関わってくださっている皆さん、そして全世界でポケモンを楽しんでくださっているファンの皆さん、本当にありがとうございます。この賞はこれまでポケモンを共に作り育て盛り上げてくれた全ての仲間たちに贈られたものだと思っています。世界中のファンの熱い情熱と深い愛情がポケモンをここまで導いてくれたのだと思いますし、ポケモンの世界を築いてた開発チームの努力とゲームへの揺るぎない熱意がなければ今のポケモンはなかったでしょう。この場をお借りして全世界のポケモンに関わる全ての皆さんに感謝をお伝えします。私がビデオゲームの世界に足を踏み入れたのはもう随分昔のことになります。当時はまさか自分がこんなにも長くそして深くこの世界に関わることになるとは想像していませんでした。ポケモンの始まりはゲームフリーク開発陣の小さなアイデアからでした。ゲームの中で生き物を捕まえて友達と交換できたら面白いのではないか、そんなシンプルなアイデアから全てがスタートしたのです。しかし開発は決して楽な道のりではありませんでした。限られたリソースの中でどうすればこのアイデアを形にできるのか、試行錯誤の連続でした。結果最初の赤緑は完成までに6年もかかりました。それでも私たちはビデオゲームポケットモンスターシリーズの礎となる捕まえる、育てる、交換する、バトルするという遊びの核に確かな手応えを感じていました。子どもの頃誰もが経験したであろう昆虫採集や植物の栽培、動物の飼育のような体験とそれはつながっていたからです。その根源的な体験をポケモンを通してゲームの中で さらに深い体験として多くの人々に体感してもらいたいという強い意志を持って完成にこぎつけたのです。大変なこともたくさんありましたが、やはり嬉しかったのは日本以外でもポケモンが受け入れられたことです。正直なところ、日本で生まれたこのゲームは果たして海外の皆さんに楽しんでもらえるのか。でも今ではポケモンのビデオゲームやカードゲーム、ポケモン GO、ポケモンユナイトの世界大会が行われるなど、世界中のポケモントレーナーたちがバトルで競ったり、ポケモンを交換したりして楽しんでくれています。多くの人たちが言葉や文化の壁を越えてポケモンに夢中になり、笑顔でポケモンを楽しんでいるのを見ると、ポケモンは本当に世界を伝う力があるんだなと実感します。そして次のゲームはどんな風にプロデュースしていこうか、もっと楽しんでもらえるにはどうしたらよいかを考える自分自身の大きな原動力になっています。もはやポケモンは世界中の人々が出会い、つながり、そして共に成長していくための場になっているのだと思います。多くの人がポケモンという話題でつながり、共通の体験を分かち合っていると感じます。そして改めて原作であるビデオゲームが持つ世界の豊かさや深さ、誰もが楽しめる普遍性を確信しています。今年ポケモンは30周年を迎えます。これからも私たちは世界中の皆さんに新しいポケモンワールドをお届けできるように力を尽くしていきますので、引き続き、そして末永くポケモンを楽しんでいただけると嬉しいです。ありがとうございました。
And Sanaya Atian, please stand up. You're right there. Is our recipient who will be attending Pokemon World Championships in San Francisco this year.
Sanaya will be joining the usual press corps that travels with us to the Pokemon World Championships. This year, it's in San Francisco, California, alongside Pokemon XP. So Sanaya will have a front row seat to all of the action on Championship Sunday and throughout the weekend in the Golden State Warriors Arena, actually, for Championship Sunday. So we're really looking forward to having you, and we'll see you in a few short months. Congratulations. Everyone say goodbye to Pichu and Eevee, and we'll make our way off to the stage. Thank you so much.
Woo!
I don't know about you, but I have this insatiable urge.
I know, right? Makes you want to dance. But this is not all. So the Pokemon Company has kindly donated a Pokemon Legends ZA game and a Switch 2. And someone in the audience is going to win it right now. So Ryan is, okay. Makita, do you want to do the honors?
Yes. Okay, can I get a drum roll, please? The winner is Jonathan Lawler. Are you here? Woo! Come on up.
Come on down.
Jonathan, come on up.
Wow, I cannot believe this. This is amazing. I completely bought these tickets on a whim. Actually, my sister bought them for me, so shout out to her, Casey. Yeah, I was at all the panels yesterday and saw the show. It's been an amazing weekend, and I had no idea what to expect in this, but seeing all these games be honored in this way actually has been very touching. I've been very excited to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Jonathan. And if you didn't win that, it's okay. You can check out our eBay page for more great stuff. Just search for NYVGCC on eBay. So, all right, yeah. What a night we're having so far. 30 years of Pokemon. I don't think we've ever seen that kind of emotion from Mr. Ishihara. Thank you so much, Mr. Ishihara, wherever you are, and to everyone at the Pokemon Company involved in making this happen. And congrats to Naya on the trip to cover Worlds in San Francisco. I really want to go with you too. So, I know you're all excited for Game of the Year, right? But we have a pair of important awards this year before we make the big one. All of our awards have New York-centric names. So, Chumley's was a cool, hidden Prohibition-era bar in Greenwich Village where writers like, Ernest Hemingway and J.D. Salinger hung out. Here to present the Chumley Speakeasy Award for Best Hidden Gem is my girl, senior intern Chloe Wilkerson, and a longtime contributor, Isaac Espinoza.
So, for a lot of us, I'd like to believe that Vecna, please don't show up now. The show's almost over. For a lot of us, I'd like to believe that we like to see video games as art, a way for developers to show their passion and ideas onto a blank canvas. Of course, aside from the fact that we don't use paintbrush and paint, we use code and drafts that we send through numerous Discord calls. Now, what this means is that the audience is like our museum that we use to present these games. And of course, anyone that's been to a good museum knows that the art that is most popular isn't what is the main attraction. It's those hidden pieces in the back of the corner of the exhibit that may not be seen by a lot of people, but observing them shows their true hidden beauty to us all.
And what makes hidden gems so special is that they only reveal their magic if you take the time to notice them. They're places where creativity isn't boxed in by expectations. They trust your curiosity and let you discover your own story within the game. The games that typically stick with you aren't just about clever mechanics or art. They're about the moments that surprise you or make you see something familiar in a completely new way. That's what makes hidden gems unforgettable long after you stop playing.
So here are the nominees for Best Hidden Gem.
And Roger. Keep driving. Look outside. Many Nights a Whisper. News Tower. Nubby's Number Factory. Shujinku. Xenotilt.
And the winner is News Tower.
All right, so we didn't expect this at all, so sorry for my rambling, but thanks for the critic circle for honoring these hidden gems, and that the top one was very honorful. We tried to make a game about making a newspaper, about reporting, so having reporters critique this is really heartfelt. And it feels like a weird moment in time where, yeah, the game talks about the 1930s and has a lot of parallels with now. So I hope that came out, and thank you for being us being it. Was awesome. We went to New York. We've been tourists for the whole weekend. It was awesome. Fun part, the game is set in New York, but we never went to New York. So we were like, when we took the subway, it was almost like we were using our own map, and we're like, I know Flatbush, it's there. So that was really funny. And yeah, on a final note, I want to say we're from Holland, and it's not for sale. Thank you.
That's why I like those guys. All right. So congrats again. And I wrote about News Tower for the New York Times, and I still play it. So thank you for coming out. Okay, DLC, baby. Those wonderfully coded software extensions are often as fascinating and immersive as the original game. So here's our NYC GWB Award for Best DLC. It's presented by Tony Polanco from Tom's Guide and Brady Langman from Esquire.
We're here to present the best DLC for when you just can't get enough of a game.
The best DLC gives you more of what you want, and with all due respect to our Oblivion representative, it's better than horse armor.
Thankfully, DLC has gotten a lot better since then, which you'll see in this year's nominees.
This includes DLC for Sea of Stars and Lies of P, which are both as good as full-blown games.
Plus, The Sims never misses with its DLC, while Star Wars Outlaws brought us back to a galaxy far, far away.
All right, let's do it. Here are the nominees for DLC of the year.
Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Wheat Flower Wonderland. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, plus Star-Crossed World. Lies of P, Overture. Sea of Stars, Throes of the Watchmaker. Star Wars Outlaws, A Pirate's Fortune. The Sims 4, Adventure Awaits.
And the winner is Lies of P Overture.
네, 안녕하세요. 피의 거짓 그리고 오버처 디렉터 최주원입니다.
Hello everyone, my name is Jiwon Che. I'm the director of Lies of P and Overture.
네, 개인적으로 뉴욕에 온 것이 처음인데요. 이렇게 멋진 도시에서 이렇게 뜻깊은 상을 받게 되어서 영광입니다.
This is my very first time visiting New York, and it is a great honor to be here in such a beautiful city and to receive such a meaningful award.
네, 개인적으로 지금 이 순간이 앞으로 되게 오랫동안 기억에 남을 아주 소중한 추억이 될 것 같습니다.
This moment will remain a very special memory for a very long time.
피의 거짓과 오버처를 만들면서 저희 팀너프는 함께 성장을 했고 또 팀워크를 단단히 다질 수가 있었습니다.
While creating Lies of P and Overture, our team Nuff at NeoWiz grew together and built an even stronger sense of teamwork.
그리고 지금 이 자리가 저희가 드린 모든 노력과 시간이 의미가 있었다는 그 증거가 된 것 같습니다.
And I believe this award is a proof that all of our time, effort, and dedication were truly worthwhile.
예, 앞으로도 저희들의 행보를 따뜻하게 지켜봐 주시기 바라며 다시 한번 이런 멋진 상을 받게 돼서 진심으로 감사의 말씀드립니다.
We hope you will continue to support our support and follow our journey moving forward. And once again, thank you sincerely for this wonderful award.
예, please watch over us, Team Nuff. Thank you.
Congratulations. Now it's time for the big one.
My body is ready, Reggie. How about
even with a cold, my body is ready.
Always ready. Makita, is your body ready?
Yes, sir.
Audience, is your body ready? Critics Circle critics can kind of all come up to the stage. Just wait till it moves. There's a lot of them.
That was a bold move. You're too far away to catch you if you miss.
So it's tradition for our newest member of the circle to present the Big Apple Award for Game of the Year. So here's Autumn Wright from Unwinnable, our newest member.
The best games of 2025 took us from surrealist underwater deserts and the procedurally generated halls of myth to dreams of the Belle Epoque in the World Cup. And through corpulent shadows or labyrinthine puzzles, we fought cliches, patriarchy, time itself, or sometimes nothing at all. In recognition of the labor of developers, artists, writers, actors, musicians, and many more, the nominees for Game of the Year are
Blueprints. Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. Despelote. Ghost of Yote. Hades 2. Silent Hill F. Split Fiction. Sword of the Sea.
And the game of the year is Claire Obscure, Expedition 33.
Hi New York! Sorry we couldn't be with you in Manhattan to celebrate together. We are tremendously happy and humbled to receive the Game of the Year awards. Thank you to New York Video Game Critic Circle and to everyone who voted for us. Expedition 33 could never have become the game it is today without the extraordinary dedication of our development team, the trust and support of our publisher Kepler, our production partners, and our community who keep sharing their love for the project. Thank you again for this honor, and bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Well, congratulations to all of the winners, all of the nominees. What a stellar night. I had a great time during these 15th anniversary New York Game Awards.
What Reggie said. Don't forget to donate at nygamecritics.com/donate. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Stay free, be careful, and be good, everyone. And here's to 15 more years.